Okay.
Hmm.
We're... Oh yeah, okay, now I remember. We're finding...
Kizami.
I completely forgot. Yeah, Kizami. Ah, fuck! Here we go again. It's the same, right?
You can push cabinets, right? That's what I remember.
I mean,
Let's find
depends.
those.
I guess. Maybe that cabinet. There's a glass.
Router.
What? I can't do anything though.
So now they're in a timeline in the future from them.
Wait. That's
Oh
terrible.
shit.
I can't believe there are people out there who don't even know how to use a pair of scissors. Is that supposed to be a compliment?
What did the sign say actually?
What?
What did the sign say?
Completely forgot. I've been skipping through just to make progress.
That
Was
creepy
there-
music.
There
Did you
was...
read it? Did we read?
I don't
this
know.
before?
I don't think so. Heavenly Post. 4 children abducted and killed. Follow-up report. The brutal and shocking deaths of the recent kidnapping grade schoolers have now been traced back to the hands of the instructor found in the room with them. A large pair of sewing scissors were found in his possession, and these were confirmed to be tools used in removing the victims' tongues, ultimately leading to death through excessive bleeding or choking.
Oof.
One of the victims even had the majority of her head slowly and methodically removed. The cranial mass was found on the floor next to her body. Of these children, one were something when investigators arrived at the scene of the crime. She was decapitated, I'm guessing that's the word, but somehow lots of missing letters. The Heavenly Post Elementary School pissed? I don't know.
Yeah, we've read that.
The newspaper is torn at this point. The bottom half is missing. Someone seems to have made notes in the margins of the article using red pen. Friends killed by spirit of children. Okay. Children with no tongue, no head, and in red dress. So what was the point of that? What's the point of me reading it again? It's the same goal.
Get in the bed.
I just... What?
Can you get in the bed? No, maybe? There we go.
No, but we ain't sleeping though. It just didn't do anything. Oh, the piano room.
There's a cabinet there.
Where? Oh. Well, we're not getting through here with this anywhere, so push it up.
Whoa.
What's the purpose of this?
I have no clue.
Is that even it? The piano stopped again.
Wait, is that it? One sec.
still at a loss here.
Behind.
Ah, there's a few sentences scribbled on the surface of the desk. Kaori spirit. Be very careful around the green goo splattered all over the floor. It can kill you. I ran into some spiritualists here who left behind a pair of shoes blessed with holy water. If one person wears them, all in attendance joins hand, then, only then, is it safe to traverse an accursed green goo. Whenever I see the sorrowful bodies of those who died here, I feel as if I may go mad with worry. I beg of you, survive these ordeals. Live.
Live!
A pair of shoes with a faint, nearly I never heard that word before.
Imperceptible.
Imperceptible.
Bluish glow. Catches.
Imperceptible.
Desk. Take them.
Imperceptible. Imperceptible.
Let me look that up.
We take the Jesus shoes.
Now I can walk on the green goo.
Whoa. Was this here before?
Was this here before? Huh? This wasn't this on the art room before?
Yeah, I was thinking, why the fuck is this here? What's the matter?
Nothing. Probably just my imagination.
Praise the holy shoes. I can walk on them.
Ooh, what's this? Something sparkling on the ground. Pick it up.
Crystal of
the unsealing.
Yep. What seems to be the problem, Yuka?
I really have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, don't tell me you've been holding on to it all this time, have you? Alright. Well, we'd best find you a place to relieve yourself. Then, though I seem to recall our options are rather limited.
Alright, go to the bathroom with all the seals on it. Permanent records.
And the body that we found. But did we read the name though? Oh! Okay, Mizuki Yamamoto.
Same school. That's
there
the
you
enemy
go.
From the other room. Damn, shattered.
Seems usable now. Will you be around by yourself?
I'll be okay.
Go to it then. I'll be waiting right here for you.
Thanks. Who's this?
I have no idea.
Ooh. Can you interact with him?
What?
Okay. Me? Alright.
Kurosaki, you're alive.
You too, man. You are a sight for sore eyes. Finally, someone else who isn't dead. God for sickness. You're being awfully. Let me tell you, outside of this school, there's nothing but trees, as far as the eye can see. Braving the wilderness, but it seems like one of those forests of the lost you see in the video games. Once you enter, you can never leave. So what the hell is this place anyway? Darn it all. There are actual honest to goodness ghosts in here, you know?
I think we may be stuck here for good. There's no way out for any of us.
Did you see Mitsuki in the... She's dead.
Yeah, I saw.
I just don't know how to handle this. I feel like there's a certain number of dead bodies a person expected to see of him in his lifetime. And I swear, in the last hour alone, I think I've far surpassed my quota. Just yesterday, Mitsuki, after finding out he was cheating on her with 3 other women. She's really down about it all morning. Stupid text messages during class to cheer her up. She seemed mad about it during study hall. But then she sent me a thank you message at the very next period. I think I was actually able to lift her spirits a little. Now, though she's gone, killed by actual spirits, I guess it was those children.
The fuck you doing?
Huh? Kisa, what are you doing? There's no stab wound on the photo.
There is. There.
There is. Kizami!
The
Yes?
Spartan kick, though. Within these walls, it doesn't matter if you're killed by them or killed by me. Either way, you're dead.
Oh shit.
Oh, where?
That's you.
What happened? Where am I? Was I knocked out? Yuka, are you there? The staff room. How did I get here? Heavenly Host Elementary School closure date 1975.
1975.
November 18th. That's sad. What else is there? There's a plague.
Inside a kiss common establishment is filled with bloody palms, bloody handprints, as if someone frantically caressing it.
Well, I guess it's the same shit. A cursed school. School nurse reported missing. Wait, what? Are these... what?
It's haphazardly crammed to bursting with crumpled up documents, newspaper clippings, and scrap paper. School scandals continue as principal questions on liability. A cursed school, the many grist heavenly host. The school nurse reported missing. Press
Okay.
F to pay respects.
But you only use a controller. How do you pay respects then?
I think it was X.
Oh,
Oh
fuck!
shit, don't read it, don't read it.
Oh
wait, you didn't read the
shit!
fourth one.
I'm so tempted.
Don't read it.
You know
didn't
what?
read the fourth one, so yeah.
Just to be safe. Let's read the fucker. Looks like I'll be dying soon. So I'm going to try to keep my fingers steady just this one last time. The bleeding never stopped. I'm getting colder and colder. I can barely see. In the end, we never really did find one another here. And unless you magically pop power out of shadows real soon, we never will. Mitsuharu, I've always idolized you. You constantly surpassed me in every ways. Always one step ahead, no matter what we were doing. I kept telling myself that at some point I'd turn a corner, you'd be there. But I knew better. My brain knew better. My brain rejected the notion from the beginning. If I should dream in death, though, then I know I'm gonna see you when I turn this next corner, like I've been praying for all this time. We can beat up on each other like we used to. And I'll never have to be alone again. Oh God, I fucked up. A wave of nausea and unbearable despair suddenly washed over Satoshi's entire body. The next thing he knew, he was standing in a corner of an extremely narrow red room. His movements weren't his own. It was as if his mind were disconnected from his body, with no perception of surface or gravity or motion. After a sudden dip jarred his senses, he realized he was moving purely on nerve impulses, with no direction or control.
Shit, man.
Perhaps he'd be taken in by the curse, by the wave of negativity that permitted the space far beyond the spectrum of human understanding. His shell of a body might as well have been a twig skipping across the ground in a windstorm. Without warning, his very sense of self had been completely destroyed, leaving him in a virtually lobotomized state. It seems the remnants of a man's tormented soul are indeed a thing best left untouched. For this dying message, the curse it carried certainly had no trouble at all dismantling the essence of what once a boy named Satoshi.
Rip.
Yep, I was dismantled. And we're back. Okay. Oh, what's this note?
Yay!
Inventory of incoming students. Ojima Elementary. 21 boys.
21 boys.
Hinomoto Elementary. 10 girls. Caring Village. Montessori. 13 boys. Usho West Elementary. 18 girls. Amore Gardens Academy. 6 girls. The list goes on. What is this? Serial kidnappings? That'd be horrific. That's terrible. But for one thing though, I wanted to get that body, but the victim's memoir was blocking the way.
A pile of paper is blocking your way. You can't do anything about it. Heavenly Host Bulletin. An individual unaffiliated with the school last night and killed himself. Damn. This is the third such incident. The deceased was a 72 from a neighboring prefecture.
That was it? Oh, I guess torn out paper. Hey, a note. Strange but true stories. Oh, strange but true stories of the occult. Chasing down the hidden past of the cursed school building, it really exists, by Ko Kibiki. Give it a look. Even this, I have a choice? What the? Okay, you know what? Just to be safe
It's
again.
Save in a different save state. Okay.
Just to be safe again, alright. There's a dialogue. Over the course of several days, a series of incidents occurred within this town in which young children disappeared 1 month after the other. Their whereabouts were ultimately discovered through a thorough police investigation, but said findings were very much worst-case scenario. 3 of the missing children were found dead in a concealed room beneath the Heavenly Host Elementary School, officially unused throughout the school's history. The 4th missing child was thankfully still alive, quaking in fear, on the ground, presumably only moments away from demise and when police arrived. Capping off the nightmarish scene was an adult male member of the school's teaching staff who seemed to be in a state of confusion. In his hands were a pair of bloodied scissors. 1973, September 18th. The surviving elementary school student, after psychological counseling, gave official testimony fingering the scissorman as abductor and murderer. The staff member in question was officially charged with multiple counts of abduction and murder of minors, as well as desecration of the dead. He was quickly taken to trial where an insanity plea spared him from prison or death, but resulted in his compulsory admittance to the mental hospital. Interestingly, the perpetrator of these crimes was none other than the school principal's own son, who was widely renowned for his jovial personality. However, due to the mental ailment of unknown origin, he began to losing his ability to speak little by little during his years teaching at Heavenly Host. Once his speech was all but gone, he began searching for alternate places of employment, which occupied him for several months prior to the crime. The results of this endeavor were not favorable, however, and most of his days were spent staggering idly through the streets. His reputation quickly degraded. Several months after admittance to the mental hospital, he managed to slip past many nurses on duty and escape the premises. Immediately upon doing so, he made his way into the concealed basement room at Heavenly Host Elementary School, where he took his own life by hanging. The 3 children he had killed were all Heavenly Host Elementary students, but one girl who was rescued from the gaping maw of eternal slumber was not. Following her close call, she and her family moved to another prefecture, far from the memories that no doubt would have otherwise haunted them forever. Sadly, this was only the beginning of the misfortune that would hereafter plague the school, which had already earned itself many an unsettling rumor. Over the next few years, Heavenly Host would become a stage for countless incidences of rape, molestation, and suicide. With students' registration and attendance dwindling at an alarming rate in response to these crimes, The school was eventually shut down. 1975, November 18th. The 60-year-old principal at the time had become infamous as an eccentric who adorned his walls, doors, and furniture with incomprehensive graffiti. Even later, forensics analysis of the writings throughout his office could make little sense of haphazardly scribbled enumerations. And the day after the school's closure date was finalized, this aged eccentric threw himself from its roof. He broke his neck on impact, dying instantly. As you can clearly discern, the sordid history of the school was indeed awful, but there may be more to it than merely a series of unfortunate incidents. A power greater than any of us could comprehend may be acting as a puppeteer from the shadows, maintaining an actual, tangible curse upon this property. And the key to all lies with the sole survivor, the girl who bore witness to the brutal murders and mutilations of 3 children no older than she. The girl in the red dress, the one who got away. My investigations into the supernatural side of this horrific massacre is only just the beginning. Rest assured, I intend to make this a regular feature. I began gathering data for a follow-up report, so stay tuned. The next issue promises to uncover more details in this morbidly fascinating story. According to this article, 1 girl survived the murder. But if this photograph is correct, then it's the same girl in the red dress we saw earlier. Why would someone who hasn't killed here been haunting this school?
I don't know, man. Horror movies and their logic.
Yeah. And I'm freaking thirsty from just reading the whole dialogue. There's a bloodstained cassette on the floor. Alright, pick it up, boy. I got a bloody cassette. Mini DV tape. Labels read Kibiki research data. Oh! He's been documented since it's closed?
Maybe. But then he would have been spending 30 years documenting all this.
He'd be retired by then.
Here you
Let's
go.
double check.
Another
Alright. Looks like I'm locked in. Whoa!
Whoa! To worry so much for another, it torments you to the core. It's an exquisite stigma that afflicts the living and the dead alike.
And you are? Her eyes are so cloudy, like a dead fish. Oh, is there?
I'm the spirit of a girl who died here.
I know, okay. I'm really not sure how to respond to that.
Happiness and unhappiness are linked. Whenever one attempts to gain good fortune with little effort, there's...
What are you trying to say?
You and your friends have become trapped because you performed the Sachiko ever after charm and messed it up.
Sachiko? You mean the paper doll thing we all did? How did we mess it up?
One of you chanted the phrase too many times or too few. Participants determines the number of repetitions that must be spoken. and somebody.
Who goofed? Who goofed up?
Everyone
Oh,
said it 9 times.
yeah, I did it 9 times.
Sachiko, we beg of you 9 times.
Yeah, I did.
You have to say it one time for every person, no less, or the charm will fail.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. I remember saying it 9 times. So did everyone else mess up? Is that why? No. No. I'm not gonna start placing blame. This wasn't anyone's fault.
It may have been on purpose. One of your friends probably thought the whole thing was silly and just didn't even bother to count.
Ah.
Or maybe a misguided member of your group didn't want the fun to end and knowingly flabbered the charm in prompting a do-over.
No.
Even if it wasn't on purpose, some of your friends have a tendency to not take things very seriously. No? It's not conceivable that they'd mess up. And just say, oh well, it's not like I'll ever. Without even realizing that their actions would ultimately damn you all. No one owned up to it, right? Not a single one of your friends has said to you, I screwed up, I'm so very sorry.
Shut the fuck up already.
My apologies. I've proposed likely scenarios, it seems. Perhaps it's the nature of my job. I have long since abandoned my writings after all. You still have your scrapbook paper doll, no? Be sure to hang on to that, and hang on it tight. Treat it like a memento. Memento. A memento of those who are dear to you. Is that how you pronounce that? No.
Memento?
Memento.
Sorry to cut this short, but I'm a bit of a hurry here. I seem to have gotten separated from my little sister, and there are still some other people I need to find.
Such concern for your friends and all the impulses that go with it, spurring the heart into action. It's a sentiment. That's all charms really are, you know. They represent one's regards for other people. They're like microcosms of the soul. Whether it be love or hate, all you need is emotion to set them off. The stronger it is, the more powerful. Splendid. Splendid man's hook.
I'm burning up. Hold on, what are you?
Frigid Sue.
It feels like my body's on fire. Stop this. Oi!
Ball, Sui, Frigide, hook, man's, splint. We will not allow anyone to stand in our way. Those who do will suffer without mercy. Now go to the one who occupies your thoughts. though you probably won't make it in time.
Wait, what? What?
That chapter 3 done.
What?
Yay!
So we got
how long
confronted.
was, footage.
I don't know.
I have to wonder.
All this
Yeah,
time.